computer company has called in the receivers after just 4 years of production. The company is one of Britain's biggest producers of home computers. But now the 160 jobs there are under threat because of heavy debts due to low sales.
Dragon Data was initially set up as an offshoot of the Metoy company at Swansea. The toy manufacturers wanted to get into the then booming home computer business. At the start, the Dragon breathed fire. Sales caught light, and at one stage the computers were almost unobtainable because of high demand. Metoy couldn't afford the investment, and Dragon was sold off and moved to a factory at Kenvig Hill. The future looked bright and investors were keen. The Prudential were one backer, the Welsh Development Agency another. At one stage, 300 people worked there. Then came a slump in home computers in America, brought about by overproduction and fierce competition. Dragon ran into trouble a year ago. The investors pumped in more cash, and there was a new management team. The GEC company took over the marketing of the machines. A new computer too was launched, but sales were poor and stocks built up at the factory. The Dragon's fire was almost extinguished.
The sunshine is shining a little early this year, so the last month or so there's been a very marked decline. And secondly, it's getting a very aggressive market. A lot more manufacturers, a lot of price cutting. The US market is getting a bit difficult as well.
So really, you overestimated how many computers you'd be able to sell?
In essence, yes.
How marketable a commodity is Dragon Data as a going concern now?
Well, I think it's very marketable. We still have a product that's in demand in the 32 and the 64. Admittedly not so much in the UK, but certainly overseas we have fairly good sales opportunities. We also have 3 or 4 new products that have just been launched at a show in London, and we've had some very favourable responses. And we would like to think that someone would view this as a very interesting acquisition.
Have all these sudden problems come as a surprise to you, or have you been able to see this coming over the last few months?
Well, it's not really a surprise, though it's a degree of a shock. The basic numbers in this business are always means that you're basically running a risk.
Some of the production staff don't even yet know that their jobs are threatened. The factory has been on holiday for the last week, but they're still being asked to come to work on Monday morning. By then, the receivers will have decided whether or not to keep on trading.